Is she the one? The supermarket cart test. A first date is a performance. Everyone is on their best behavior. But Tuesday night at the grocery store? That's not a performance, that's the truth. So if you're wondering if the woman you just met in the supermarket is the one or just a walking red flag, don't look at her Instagram. No, look at her shopping cart. So, today we're breaking down the supermarket test, the ultimate guide to character analysis before you even asked her for her phone number. So, the woman, let's say she's blonde, why not? This woman is our prospect, okay? And the cart would be the character lab. And all the things inside the cart are the objects of investigation. Of course, before we check what's inside her cart, we can check the appearance of the woman first. She's not in a nightclub, she's just in a grocery store. So what's she wearing? Is she just wearing a t-shirt that's comfortable? Then she's probably a sporty woman, not too superficious, because she just wears what makes sense to wear at the supermarket. She could also be dressed up because she was on her way back from work. So we shouldn't judge people too much on their appearance, because you never know in what context of their life you're meeting them. And that's exactly why we take a look into the things in her shopping cart. So let's start with some fresh vegetables. I'm drawing some carrots here and maybe some potatoes. Potatoes. Well, and maybe a pineapple, like a whole pineapple. Vegetables are healthy. And since these are whole vegetables, you need to cut them. That means this woman has discipline. On the opposite, she could just buy pre-cut vegetables. Well, they are healthy, but they are pre-cut. So what this reveals is that this woman is a little bit lazy, not as disciplined as the woman who buys the whole vegetables. So a woman who would buy whole vegetables is actually investing time in their life and the quality of their food. Investing character. While a woman who would buy pre-cut vegetables is expecting finished results. So a woman who would be a raw ingredient buyer eats raw protein and bulk grains. So she has sort of a system. She thinks about nutrition. She plans, she prepares, and she has the discipline to actually execute. This is a partner who is able to build a life with you. Life-building qualities. And that's a big green flag. However, the pre-job specialist, where everything is pre-cut, pre-washed, and pre-packed and prepared, well, she obviously values time, but might be prone to convenience seeking. Convenient. So the question here is she just being efficient or unwilling to cut the vegetables? I put a question mark here because it could also be time efficiency. Next question. Does she buy desserts? And if so, what kind? Is she buying sweets that are unhealthy, but they are fun to eat or is she buying other vegetables or maybe something green dessert, which is healthy? I mean, women who only buy healthy food are also a little bit suspicious because they do not seem to be as lustful as women who enjoy some sweets now and then. So whether the dessert is healthy or unhealthy is neither a green flag nor a red flag. So let's give it a yellow flag, which is my color for neutral. Now let's talk about brands of food. I put this in a separate box. brands. So there are luxury brands, medium price class brands, and low price class brands. High price, medium price, and budget. Of course, the prices of the products are not necessarily, but mostly in a relation to the quality of the foods. Let's give the high price products a gold. Let's give the medium price a silver. And the budget could be actually red, because a woman who is only buying budget products may be short of money. Money problems? Question mark. Maybe she's just saving money for her next holiday. You don't know that. Medium price seems to be the best option for me, because it just makes sense not to overpay. It just makes sense not to live too luxurious, and medium price grocery products are probably not less healthy than any high price products. So medium price products are a green flag. High price products are actually a green flag too, because she obviously can afford them. It's not a bad thing to have a rich girlfriend. Question is, can you get her? Also, the problem with the high price product is this person buying high price products could have a high ego. Whether buying medium price or budget price products are more a sign for a great kind of logic. It is not logic to overpay. It makes much more sense to buy at a normal price or a cheap price. So, besides the money problem, this is actually a yellow flag. I mean, why would you buy a high price salt, for example? Doesn't make any sense, because salt is salt. Of course, there are quality differences in salt, but on a chemical level, salt is just salt. And this kind of logic is a sign of financial intelligence. And this could be a sign of money is no problem. However, the largest green flag when it comes to the price of the product would be buying all three kinds of products. So she would buy, let's say, salt or a toothbrush or potatoes or onions for a budget price. Stuff like bread or certain vegetables who need to be of quality for medium price. Then she might buy some luxury products like, I don't know, meat, salmon for a high price. So that's the best of all worlds. And it also shows that she only spends money on high price products when it's actually necessary or makes sense to do so. So she's actually buying stuff based on quality and not just on the logo or the brand. Now back to the content of the chart. Let's say she has lots of candy inside the chart. I'll draw some colored circles here representing candy. So candy is unhealthy, just like any other kinds of snacks. Snacks and candy. So I give snacks and candy this color so you can see something artificial, processed, and not really healthy. People who love snacks and sweets and candy want dopamine. And as we all know, dopamine is a relatively primitive form of a reward. Social media, because we are dopamine junkies. Yay. On the opposite, we will draw some vegetables here that can also be used as snacks, but they are much more healthy than the sweets. So this is not about dopamine, it's just about snacking. I call it healthy snacking. Give the healthy snacking a green color. So to make sure you know it's about vegetables and stuff. And then we have healthy snacking versus unhealthy snacking. And now it's all about the balance. So if it's like 80% healthy snacking and 20% unhealthy snacking, that would be a great balance. So that's a green flag if there's 80% healthy snacking. And the more the unhealthy snacks reach a higher number, Well, you know, unhealthy snacks connected to dopamine are a form of short-term. However, investing in your body by eating healthy food is signaling that a person may actually prioritize long-term stability. So this is a green flag, the long-term stability, because it's a person you want to have a relationship with. But on the other hand, the dopamine junkie person is a red flag, because she probably treats you just like her snacks. And now to the most important part. So let's say this person paid for all the stuff and then she went back to the parking lot. So I'll draw the supermarket building here and I draw here a parking lot. So, and again, I need to draw a better car because otherwise my fans will be disappointed. So let's say this, she drives a nice SUV. So maybe that's it. And then the woman is actually bringing the cart back to the car, putting her stuff inside the car. What is she actually doing with the cart? And this is when things get interesting. The cold truth. And maybe you already know what it's about. It is about, will she leave the cart just somewhere and drive away? Or is she bringing the cart back to the other carts? So this is the most important thing to observe. She brings back the cart. That's a green flag. If she leaves the cart somewhere where it doesn't belong, definitely a red flag. So, when you meet a woman in the supermarket, check her cart before you even try to get her number. That's it for today. If you want to see me again and listen to more useful thoughts and more tests and more stuff, just subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for listening.